on the Vocal Minority.
Are you part of the silent majority? Or are you part of the vocal minority?
Let's go. Attention, please.
If America can be saved, and I don't know if it's too late, but it'll be through a radio show like this new kind.
This shit here feels like a whole entire world collapse. The revolution will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised. The revolution will be no rerun, brothers.
It's the vocal minority.
The revolution will be live.
Hey, what's good? It's your boy MC. Welcome to the Vocal Minority Report. Hey, y'all know what time it is. It's that money time, okay? We need your money. We need help, all right? So we haven't done this before. We haven't asked for donations, but we've set up a page at thevocalminorityReport.com/donate where you guys can donate to the show. You can leave a recurring gift or you can leave a one-time donation. Really, I need help to produce the show. I know a lot of podcasts are made, independent podcasts are one or two people, but we need your help here. This is a one-man show, and I need help to get guests to have time and resources to upgrade our equipment, need new microphones, need better stuff so we can connect with guests, and we also need funds to be able to travel to certain podcast events. We've actually been invited to certain press junkets to interview celebrities, but obviously those things take time, and I want to be able to make sure that we produce quality content consistently so you guys can stay engaged, informed, and hopefully learn a little bit too. You can go to thevocalminorityReport.com/donate, or you can go to donorbox.org/thevocalminorityReport. That's donorbox.org/thevocalminorityReport. Give a donation. $1 is fine. At $5, you start getting gifts, right? A reward. So let me tell you what you get when you donate. For $5, you get my undying gratitude and thanks. And you get a shout out on the social media pages. For $10, you get your name or organization's name on the website, a shout out on the show, and you also will be on our social media pages. $25, now we're talking. You get to pick the topic of discussion for a segment, plus your name on the website, shout out, all the other things I mentioned. $50, it gets really good here. $50, you get credit where credit's due. Your name will be featured in the credits. Plus, you get a shirt of your choice. You know, we got a lot on the website. And you get the shout outs on the website, social media. Everyone knows that you're a part of the vocal minority and that you showed that to everybody. Now, if you really want to step up and be a true big dog or I don't know. Do you say big girl? I don't know what to say for women. Or maybe that's the problem. Maybe we're all equal and I shouldn't make a distinction. Anywho, for $100, how does 15 minutes of podcast fame sound, right? You get to act as a co-host with me for a segment or maybe more. You get your name featured in the credits, plus the shirt, plus all the shout outs. And I think we're going to do a little something else special, but I can't say what that is right now. So go check it out. We just started this. We are trying to grow the show. We've got a goal of $5,000. Seems lofty, but I know you guys can do it because I know you're committed to the show, committed to what we're doing here. I really appreciate it. All power to the people. Enjoy this episode. It's a mashup of a conversation we had with 27-time Emmy-winning director Jesse Vaughn. Jesse has directed news, TV, the Olympics, music videos, documentaries, feature films. He's a fascinating man, and we spend almost over an hour, talking about his life, his career, overcoming tragedy, several things. But in this 5 minutes, though, I think we captured the essence of the conversation. And so check this out. Go back and check out the old episode 25. Keep looking for us. Most importantly, though, please go to donorbox.org/thevocalminorityReport, donorbox.org/thevocalminorityReport, or our website, thevocalminorityReport.com/donate. You can leave a one-time donation, a recurring donation. It will all go specifically to help the show for equipment, for travel, for everything that we need to keep the show going and to grow. We really appreciate it. Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the great Jesse Vaughn to the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you inviting me on.
How's it going for you today?
Everything's good. It's hot and a little bit humid. I'm in Virginia right now and just loving everything.
How important as a storyteller is it to you to get your vision across?
It's very important. I mean, everything that I do there has to be a point of view. I say to myself, what is it that we're trying to get across? What is it that we want the audience to learn? And I say to myself, what's the point? And if I can't find a point of view, then I don't take the project, because I pour my heart and soul into everything that I do. Adversity introduces a man to himself. It's in those times when we struggle. It's in those times where we're having a really difficult go at it in life. That's when we find out what we're made of. I worked with Stevie Wonder once, and I did a documentary on him for MTV. And I remember him saying, and I always remember this, he said, spontaneous creativity is the best creativity.
Right.
Okay, so I've always looked at that and said, I can't be rigid in terms of my vision, because that spontaneity, that creativity that's found in the spontaneity is the most priceless creativity. In fact, the best creativity happens thinking on your feet. I remember working with Quincy Jones, and we were working on the Jesse Jackson show, and we were in an editing bay, and so Quincy pulled a seat and he sat it next to himself, and he didn't allow anybody to sit in that seat. I turned to him, I said, Quincy, why, nobody, you have this extra seat here, but you don't let anybody sit there. He says, that's part of my creative process. I said, what do you mean? He says, I always leave an empty space for God. So either way, whether it's success or failure, it doesn't really matter. That's why I say just do it. Just keep creating, man. Just always create, always create. You look at nature, and it's constantly creating everywhere. Trees are more apples, more flowers, more birds, more animals, more clouds, more rain. It's constantly creating. And I think as human beings, if we take a page from nature, we should do the same thing, that we should just keep creating. And the more we create, the more we just create, I think the happier we are, because that truly is our nature. Our nature is to be creative entities, to be creative beings. That's who we are. That's who we are at our very core.
Wow. You know what, man? That was really powerful. Obviously, the tragedy with your then fiance, you said, but that wasn't the first time you experienced that kind of tragedy, right? You lost your father to.
That's true. Yeah. I did a TEDx talk, RVA. Actually, they were familiar with my story about, losing my dad to murder when I was 14. And then later in my life, losing my fiance to murder. A tragic, unfortunate occurrence that happened twice in my life. And so they invited me to give a talk, and I chose to do a talk on the hero's journey and how life is a movie, and that we're all basically experiencing our own theatrical performance, and that sometimes in life we have recurring experiences, because whatever lessons we may not get the first time, hopefully we'll get the second time. And so both those experiences really had me, the only way I could survive life, and even to this day, is it taught me to build what I call, I'm sure other people use this term, an interior life. Is that life inside of you, that spiritual life inside of you that makes you depend on a higher power. I realized that, I can't make it on my own. Even with friends and family, there has to be something greater that I have to lean on. And so that's been a part of my experience, and that's been a part of my lesson. Now, I'm not speaking for other people. I'm just speaking for myself. So certainly those were great tragedies, but those tragedies also introduced me to kind of building an interior life, or a higher power, or God, and however you want to call God. I don't profess to talk to people about any particular religion, but so for me, that's been an important aspect of my life.
Hey, what's good? Welcome back. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Like I said, the full conversation is an hour and 15. We get into the tragedy that he experienced more in depth, how he overcame that, the height of his career, and a lot of other things that I think further show the complexity of his life and his wonderful spirit and idea to keep creating and that motivation. So I hope you guys got a lot out of that. Listen to the whole episode. It's episode 25. You know, we have a long archive. We've got over 50 hours of interviews, over 50 guests, over 60 original episodes. Please go to iTunes or Apple Podcasts, whatever it's called now. Leave a rating and review. If you listen to podcasts, you hear that on every one because it's true and it's important. That's where we get to shine. That's how we'll truly grow. That's the highest level of listens to podcasts. Shout out to all my SoundCloud folks. Y'all keep me going. I love y'all. Appreciate the support. Everyone who listens. But please, even if you don't have iTunes, but figure out a way to go to iTunes, Apple Podcasts, search for the Vocal Minority Report, leave a rating, leave a review. You will get a shirt. You can get a shirt. Obviously, if you donate to the show, you can go to donorbox.org/the Vocal Minority Report. It's secure. All the money will go directly to the benefit of the show so we can produce content and keep it going and continue to grow. Thanks so much. Go like our Facebook page. Really need that. That's another way that people would notice us. We get going. So like the Facebook page. Check out the rewards when you donate. You can go to thevocalminorityReport.com/donate to give some shekels as well. We appreciate it. We'll holler at you next episode. The Negro News Minute will be back in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, Negro News Minute. Maybe a little sooner. It's coming back. Daily special. Going to be Monday through Thursdays. We're coming back. We'll have guests. The show will be back. We'll have new episodes. We have 2 episodes in the can, and we're working on a lot more. Appreciate it. Peace. Wait. And you could have downloaded any podcast in the world, but you're still here with us. I do and always will appreciate that. All right, here we go. Peace.
This has been a Vocal Neighbors production.